This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
I'm kind of on the outs with Little People of America.
Oh.
So I tried getting on a dating site once, and they would not let me on there because I'm not a little person.
And co-host Marnie Winfield.
You're tapering yourself down from your hangover or whatever. Oh no, when that started rolling into a whole another entire day of drinking, it just didn't stop.
It is the 20th of September, 2023. My name's Corey Winfield, and with me today is not Marnie Winfield. It is Justin Burke. Justin, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome. How you doing?
Doing well, man. Glad you're here. We're having a little fun today.
Yeah.
And you're actually going to get to pick the topic, because I said in the last podcast that we did from the North Studio, which is where we're at, that you got to pick the topic. And the topic that you picked was cramps in your fat roll.
Ooh. Yeah, from not drinking enough water.
Yeah, and you're saying you're drinking maybe too many energy drinks.
Yeah.
Now your phone's ringing, and it's way over there because we had to move it because it was messing with the microphones.
It's my mom.
You want to talk to her? You can answer it. We can answer it. We can pause this.
No.
You sure?
It's fine.
You're just going to dish your mom that way.
Yeah.
Setting boundaries. I like it.
Boundaries. Doing podcasts.
Yeah. So energy drinks, people in early recovery, it happens a lot. The two mix. But you're saying because when you went to Harvard, or where'd you get your doctorate?
I didn't get it nowhere.
Okay. The mean streets.
Yeah.
You got your doctorate at the mean streets. But you were just assuming that, you know what, I drink a lot of energy drinks and I don't drink a lot of water. I'm having cramps. Obviously, if you're dehydrated, you get cramps.
Right.
So you're thinking that energy drinks dehydrate you? This is all speculation.
Not dehydrate you. They just, if you don't drink enough water in the day, you're going to bound up with cramps. And I've been killing the energy drinks lately.
That has water in it, though.
Ooh, I don't think it's makes up for it.
My wife and I have this debate often because she'll say, you never drink water. And I say, I drink water all the time. I'm drinking a Diet Coke. And coffee has water in it.
Right.
It's like, yeah, but it dehydrates you because the caffeine. Okay. I've heard that a couple times too, but the Diet Coke doesn't. The Powerade doesn't.
Powdered's good for you.
Well, it's not Powerade. It's the sugar-free Powerade, which then they'll tell me the other aspartame or whatever it's called. They say that is worse than sugar.
Half a dozen one the other.
Well, we need as much ice cream as I do. I have to cut out sugar in other areas of my life. Otherwise, I'd be like 800 pounds, man.
Right? 600-pound life?
Mm-hmm. You see me on there. I'm like, what happened? I'm like, well, I started drinking regular drinks with sugar, man. Because that aspartame was so bad for me. Can you hand me that robe over there? I got to cover my still foot. That's what I would say.
More like a sheet.
Yeah, and no joke, but, and Mitch, I'm not going to tell his story or nothing, but he kind of did already, but he lost a lot of weight, and he said that it was hard, man, being, so heavy that you can't move. And I feel, bad for those people. And Mitch has kind of gotten himself together. He does way more physical activity than I think anybody else here.
Yeah.
At the office, he's always out disc golfing, doing stuff like that. And
way more than me.
Well, hold on. Let me rephrase that. He always says he's going to take his recovery as disc golfing.
Right.
But I don't know if he ever does. I mean, it sounds good when you say that every week. Hey, I'm going to take him. I'm taking him disc golfing this weekend.
Well, typically, if Mitch says he's going to do something, he typically does it.
Okay.
So I'll give him that.
Okay. Wasn't sure about that, but I guess you probably talk to him more than I do.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But cramps in the fat roll, they're an issue.
Definitely.
So maybe you should try to drink water. Let me know how that goes. We'll have an update next week about how many cramps you get.
Right.
In your fat roll. Was there another topic you want to talk about today?
Music therapy.
Music therapy. You went to another concert, didn't you?
I did, and I'm going to another one.
Oh my God. What was this last one you went to?
Atreyu, Memphis Mayfire, and Catch Your Breath.
How many boobies went flying out?
One set.
There you go. See, we're moving up.
We're moving up.
Nice. Was it an accidental booby show?
No, she definitely got on her dude's shoulders and
said, look, everybody, here's my boobies.
Yep, that was during Atreyu.
Did you see people taking pictures?
Yeah.
Of the chick?
Well, I mean, she showed them. I mean, people were taking pictures at that time and recording.
But you didn't.
No. I was next to the mosh pit, so I didn't have my phone out much. I didn't want to break it and then be like, boss man, I broke my phone at a concert and be told, well, how are you going to get a new phone? Yeah. So I kept it put away.
I'll give you one of those Obama phones that I have just kicking around somewhere.
That's messed up.
Here you go, Justin. Here's your new phone. Good luck. Yeah, it's all right. That's, so you got in the mosh pit, didn't break your phone, didn't get pictures of boobs, but that's cool though. You had fun.
Yeah, and I didn't know Catch Your Breath was gonna be there. I like their some of their music.
Okay.
They got a song called Dial Tone that's really good, and another one called 21 Gun Salute.
How does the Dial Tone song go?
I don't remember right offhand like that.
Well, what about the other one you were talking about?
21 Gun Salute.
Yeah, how's that go?
It talks about a relationship.
Really?
Yeah,
Sexual relationship.
Oh.
No.
No?
It talks about like ending a relationship and then for all the heartache and BS that you went through during it, like, you deserve a 21 gun salute.
It's been kind of hard trying to find a 19, 20-year-old.
That's totally wrong.
So it's not okay.
No.
All right, well.
Sorry, Mitch.
Yeah, he kind of had that a little twisted.
Yeah.
But they were good. Mm-hmm. And what's the next concert you're going to?
I Prevail, Bad Omens, and Bad Flower. And someone else. And then there's another stage that's got like 4 bands on it that I've never even heard of.
This is Riff Fest.
Yes.
That's over in
Pine Knob.
Okay. That'd be good. Bad Flower. They sing the song about suicide, correct?
Yeah, Ghost.
Yeah.
Yep. That came out a couple years ago.
Yeah, I was in treatment when that song was kind of big, and I was like, I kind of like this song. I'm like, wait a minute, is it okay to like this song? But I can relate to, some of it, and
yeah.
A lot of people in recovery during our time in active addiction have, thought about that.
Suicide.
Yeah. And I'm glad I'm still here.
Me too.
But there was times where I was like, man, this might be better. And I never thought about the family, about how it would affect them. And I actually, at the time, and this is how wrong my thinking was, I thought that this would be easier for them because then I would stop putting them through hell.
Right.
When it would be the ultimate hell.
Yeah, exactly.
And in active addiction, and life gets crazy. And as many times as I tried and failed, and I say tried, and I'm going to use that very loosely because I was trying to do it my way.
Right.
Where I could still, and I mean, ultimately you have to do it your way.
Right.
If you really think about it, some people are like, you can't do it your way. You can't do it. You can, but you just have to let go of your old way, to think that I'm going to go back into radio, get a job in California, and in 5 years I can drink again.
Yeah.
I had to squash that because that was like my plan in the back of my head. Like, oh yeah, I'll fake it. I'll do what I need to. And this is when you have to be honest with yourself because you're the only one that's going to know this. You're the only one that's feeling this. If you can squash that in your head and be honest with yourself and tell yourself, like,
I can just never do it again.
Yeah. And once life starts happening for you, and sometimes it takes longer. I was telling my cousin last night, he was asking me if I could help somebody. And I told him the importance of, getting onto antidepressant medication sometimes because how the brain works, and if you're doing drugs, and yes, alcohol is a drug, so I'm including that in there, and then you stop, your brain's like, oh man, we got to make all this serotonin, we got to make, get this dopamine going. And so at first, if you're in detox, you're getting out of detox and you haven't drank for a few days, you're like, wow, this is great, man, life is awesome. Oh, it feels great not to be hungover, and you feel great, you feel good.
Right.
And then your brain says, whoa, we're making way too much of this, because it kind of shut down for a minute because the drugs were doing the rest of it. So they're like, we don't have to do nothing. So when the brain jumps back in, it's like, hey, let's make all this. And then the brain's like, whoa, slow down. We don't need to make that much. And it kind of puts the brakes on it. and that's when a lot of people, they call it hitting the wall. And that's when it feels like nothing changes, nothing's happening. And a normal thing that would cause someone to be interested, be entertained, be excited is not. It's hard. It's hard for them to even get up to do anything, and that brings on the depression again. And a lot of people don't know this. But that's why people will often go back and use again, because your brain's like, hey, help, running a little low.
Right.
And you start taking a drinking and you're like, oh, yeah, or start doing drugs again. You're like, oh, yeah, this feels great. And then meanwhile, you're right back in the vicious circle again. So if there's somebody suffering depression, it's very important to talk to your doctor. There's different options.
Right.
You don't have to be on these drugs forever either.
No.
Tell the doctor, like, look, I need something to,
They're tools.
Yeah. And they didn't tell me right off the bat either that if you drink on these, it resets it back to day 0. So don't drink on these. And when they would tell me that, I'm like, whatever. And then Wellbutrin, they told me don't drink on this because it'll cause some crazy stuff. And I'm like, whatever. Well, next thing I know, I wake up and I guess I was trying to drown myself in a bathroom, like a bathtub.
Dang.
Yeah. And I don't remember any of it. And when I talked to my therapist after that, he's like, do you see the problem here, Corey? Like, you almost took your own life and you don't even remember doing it. Like, you weren't even in your right mind when you had this great plan, like,
No.
this is horrible. And this is why I told you not to drink on it, And I was like, yeah, I thought you meant because it'd make me messed up more or something, And he's like, well, it did make you more messed up, but not in the way you wanted.
And you still didn't quit drinking after that, did you?
No.
Yeah.
No. Nope.
We were just talking earlier about time when I was on Seroquel because I was using methamphetamines. I was telling my doctor, well, I can't sleep at night. But I didn't tell her I was doing methamphetamines, like a high dose every day, and like there's no reason why I can't go to sleep at night. Like, that's the reason, And so she puts me on Seroquel and Trazodone. She just keeps upping my dose and whatnot. And I'm like, well, when I wanted to crash out, I would take it. And yeah, I'd crash out. But it got to the point where, you'd take it and you'd start almost like blacking out, like walking into walls and stuff because you're just so tired that you don't even realize what you're even doing. Mm-hmm. They call it like being quilled in the streets. But I remember giving it to my brother and watching him do it and be like, man, that's really how I act on that stuff. I'm not doing it no more.
Yeah. I gave it to my roommate when I was in treatment last time, and he'd get a lot of food. He'd bring a lot of food up, and he would just be talking to us and just be out. Sandwich not even chewed all the way, just hanging out of his mouth. And we'd be like, dude, wake up. And he'd be like, and we were both like, nope, whatever you're on, we're not getting on that. And this was he was on Seroquel. I'm like, yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, it's some heavy stuff, but some people need it, though. Other people don't.
Yeah. But I think that's when dosing probably should come in,
right.
Like, maybe not so much. But the Trazodone, I don't like any of that stuff really. My doctor gave me some Trazodone the other day, and I took one, and I hate it.
Can't wake up in the morning?
No, man. And I hate the way that I can't just roll out of bed and be like, all right, let's go. Like I really am just like, oh, and I just hate it. And I took just a little bit, and I just couldn't do it. And like last night, sometimes I hate sleeping. I'm like, I wake up and I look at the clock and it's 2, and I get pissed off. I'm like, oh, why isn't it 6 or 7, man? Come on, let's go. I hate that, man. It really drives me nuts. Like, I just want to let's close my eyes, open them, and then it's time to get up now.
Right.
It's never like that, man. I'm tossing, turning, it sucks. I hate it.
I can relate.
But I hate the Trazodone feeling worse. Like that, can't get out of bed, can't do nothing like that next morning. And there's some people that are fine, I guess. But
yeah, I got off all my night meds and I feel 100 times better. Got off my night meds.
Got off your night meds?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just making sure you're saying that right.
Yeah, I said it right. But
okay, so you got off the night meds, and
I can actually wake up in the morning.
Yeah, it feels great, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I may hit the snooze button still once or twice, but
yeah,
by the third time, I'm like, man, I really got to get up.
See, I can't do the snooze thing, man. Like every once in a while, because I heard that if you go back to sleep, you better make it 20 minutes. And if you can't get to 20 minutes, then you're kind of screwing yourself because it's going to make you more tired.
Yeah.
But then I've had days where I'm sitting here typing emails and I'm like, out.
Fall out.
Yeah. We were talking about that earlier. And I was just like, yeah, man, I'll be writing people emails and just falling asleep right at my desk.
Right.
Because you're talking about the guy next door to our building.
Yeah, sleeping in his truck.
Yeah. I was like, he must not have a love seat in his office. Then we started talking about that. And I'm like, shoot. Yeah, I'll just, you're like, what do you just kick back in your chair? I'm like, no, I'll be just typing an email. Just bloop.
Well, when I was taking all my night meds, like I'd come in here in the morning and still feel drowsy and like very sluggish and trying to drink coffee, trying to drink an energy drink was like, don't even work. Like I wanted to.
I know. Then your jerk boss comes up. And he's like, hey, man, you want to go home and start again? Stupid guy
Yeah.
or person, whatever he is or they are,
Them.
whatever his pronoun.
Them, they.
Yeah.
Sounds about right for him.
Hey. Nah, but it's nice, though, to be in control of that kind of stuff, though, and to know that you can talk to your doctor and be like, hey, do I need to get off these, or do I need to wean off these? You know, like, what's going on? Can I just not take it and be good? You know, and again, I'm not a doctor. There's Justin, so we recommend you talk to your doctor about
Yeah,
that kind
talk
of stuff.
to your doctor. They're going to tell you they want you to taper off. I just do the cold turkey method. It was kind of, yeah, I had a few days where it was a little rough still, but I came around. Now I just got to quit vaping.
Seems to be the thing to do now.
Yeah. It's going to be my goal on Mondays, no vaping.
Whoa. Yeah, and you can get Nicorette gum.
Right.
You know, there's patches.
And we just had the vehicle detailed, so I don't even want to like really vape in there at all. Put all the vape smoke stuff on my windows. You
Yeah.
know?
I mean, that's kind of undoing what Love Your Car and Truck did for us.
Right.
You know, that's the place we had it detailed. And pretty cool people, man. We met them today.
Yeah, they were actually really nice. Young business owners, by early 30s, I'd say. Maybe late 20s.
Yeah. I don't do women's ages.
That's inappropriate.
Yeah, but Destiny and Isaac over there,
Yeah.
they're cool people, man. And they asked right away, do you take donations? I was like, yeah. And we started talking to them, and it's funny how addiction and recovery kind of affect everybody, man. Like in one way or another, whether it's you, whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend, somebody you know's friend. Like there's somebody that pretty much everybody knows that either struggled or has issues currently, you know. And
it's sad.
yeah, the beauty of it is recovery is possible.
Yep.
For everybody. We're proof of that.
Yeah.
A couple knuckleheads. You know, we're making things happen, and there are a lot of people that probably thought we never could.
Right.
Yeah, here we are. So, you know, if somebody you love, somebody you know, family, friend, all those people I just named, if they're struggling, you know, like it's hard to say, you know, to just hang in there with them, support them, but there's different ways to do it. And there's a group over at Addiction Treatment Services. It's a family group. And if you're interested in that, get a hold of Nancy Dow, because she can really help. She kind of puts families together, you know, so they talk about the issues and the things that are going on, because not every person's the same. Not every person responds the same, you know, but there might be some good advice or some techniques, or just getting it off your chest, you know, because it's hard for the family member you know, to go through it and to see it. Their loved one's going through it and you can't do shit about it.
I'm going through it right now with my brother. You know, he says he's not smoking meth after he got busted for methamphetamine, so my mom bailed him out of jail, but he's drinking. Like, you're just substituting one for the other, dude. Like, you're still in violation of your bond. Told my mom to go pull his bond the other day. And then she went in to tell me, well, when I was in jail for my DUI, your brother spent about anywhere from $200 to $2,500 of my money, didn't pay none of my rent. Like, I come out of jail owing my landlord money, and I'm like, how? And she was just like flabbergasted that he wouldn't even at least pay her rent. Like, he just spent all of her money doing and went through her house, found anything that whatever money she had stashed, it was gone. Like, yeah. Like, it's just, and that just was just a couple years ago. And she was like, I didn't tell you about that. I'm like, no. I'm like, I would have told you not to even bail him out. You know, like, he's got to learn eventually. And, like, he's looking at quite a bit of time to have to go away for. And it's disheartening. But at the same time, like, how can you keep enabling someone to keep doing what we're doing, you know?
And maybe she doesn't know the right thing to do, and that's her baby in there. You know, that's so.
Yeah,
it's hard, you know, to know when to do the right thing, when not to do the right thing, because I'll be hurting him if I leave him in there, and it seems like I won't love him, and I don't want him to suffer, and I don't want him to have a hard time. And you just pray that, hey, you know, maybe me getting him out, maybe he will turn it around this time. And who knows what he said to her? He probably fed her a line of some bullshit.
Oh, he sure did.
Then she was like, okay, maybe it's different. And look at Justin, you know, he made it. You know, he's doing great. You know, maybe this is what it's going to take. And then clearly, like you said, it's not.
That changed my whole life around. Like, I realized I had to let everyone go and had to go do me for a while. And
he might
for
have
a
to
long
do that
time.
too. You know, like I said, like that's obviously if he's not doing things he needs to be doing, you know, it's going to be harder for him, and can't do nothing about it, man.
Like, I even quit seeing my daughter. Like, I spent a year in county and then spent like a whole nother year where I wasn't even seeing her, you know, and it was disheartening. But at the same time, you know, if I couldn't get myself in that right predicament and space where I knew I was going to be all right to have her, like, it was one of those things, you know, and I ended up having to go back through the courts and everything else. And they're like, oh, well, you've done all this to help better your life, and she's still refusing you to see your kid. I'm like, yeah, that's why we're here today. And the judge was not happy
about that.
He was like, about this, ma'am. He goes, you're disobeying the court order. It's not like you had anything, not like you came back in here to change the court order when he was locked up in jail or nothing. So, you know, he technically still had 50-50 custody, and like, he has rights. She just like throwing that around a lot. Like, well, you don't have any rights. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I made sure I got 50-50, you know, and split rights and all that stuff. Because some people don't have rights, but you have visitations. And that's the big thing, you know. You got to know what you got when you're dealing with the court system like that, and fight for it at a young age, because it's a pain to get a hold of.
Yeah, and you should zoom into the Recovery Dads meeting on Sunday.
I should.
It's on our app, 217 Recovery app. You can just zoom right in. There's also a link to 217recovery.com. It has the Zoom password. The password's recovery. It's all lowercase, but it has the ID number and stuff on there. And yeah, check that out and jump in Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Recovery Dads meeting.
Yeah.
And it's that stuff that should be talked about in there, man. I think that's good stuff.
Yeah. I should definitely do that one of these times.
Yeah.
Normally I'm still in bed sleeping at 10 a.m.
Wow.
It's like I go to my mom's. I can actually just lay down, rest, stay up all night watching movies with my daughter, sleep in. My mom's gone at work, typically. If she's there, I'm up by, 9, 10 o'clock. Because she'll be up 5 a.m. just waiting for us to get up. So.
Making pancakes.
No.
Oh.
No, I wish that was the case. My mom's apartment's like tiny. Like, her downstairs kitchen area is smaller than your office. And then there's a stairway that goes off of that to her upstairs living room, to her bedroom. Then another stairway and out the back side of that goes down to her laundry room.
A lot of stairs.
Yeah, there's 2 stairwells. So it's definitely an exercise getter.
Uh-huh. Glad your mom's staying in shape. She's single?
Yeah.
Okay. She on, what is it, Tinder?
No.
Is that the right one? Where you swipe left or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, she ain't on no dating platforms. She says she don't want nobody. She says she's fine with being single.
Did you talk to her about lying and tell her that's not a good thing?
Yeah, I did.
Nobody wants to be single.
But I mean, I can see where she's coming from. She's had some doozy relationships over the years.
Well,
you know,
she should stop getting on Tinder. Would you freak out if you saw your mom on Tinder? If you're just swiping away? Oh, Mom? Would you call her up, be like, hey, I just saw you on Tinder?
no.
You wouldn't? You just act like you didn't see it?
Yeah, I'd just let her live her life.
You wouldn't like fake like message her?
No.
Like a fake account?
That'd be creepy.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. My mom wouldn't be on Tinder, so I don't know.
My mom's too old. She don't even know what Tinder is.
Oh, I bet she does.
I had to show her how to use Spotify.
See, they play this like, I'm too old to understand technology, but see, they're not that old. Our grandparents, absolutely.
Well, the reason why I had to show her Spotify was I bought her a JBL Flip 5 speaker, like the one that we got when we went down to UFAM. So I got her one of those for her birthday. She likes playing music, and her Bluetooth speaker that she had for years finally quit working. And I told her, I was like, well, don't waste your money on a junk one. She goes, well, no, you're missing the point. And she had a few, and I was just like, okay, whatever. I'll go buy you one. I'll just go buy you a cheap one. That worked for the weekend, and because I knew her birthday was coming up the following week. And I went out and got her a nice Bluetooth speaker, which she loves. She thought I was going to buy her something dumb for her birthday, so she was like, don't buy me nothing. And she likes these laundry sheets. They're soap. You can only buy them at Menards. This is like real eco-friendly.
Oh, okay.
Because containers, it's cardboards have a plastic jug. So it's hands one the other.
So you got her some dish soap or some soap,
Some laundry soap.
laundry detergent,
Yep.
and a speaker.
Yep, and a speaker for her birthday.
Oh, so she's gonna be clean.
Yeah,
Clothes anyway.
right. It made her day.
Yeah.
It's just little things.
Why didn't you buy her like a Echo, Amazon Echo Dot or something?
Her Wi-Fi is real poopy at her house.
Why?
It's just the way it's set up. Old equipment. She don't want to mess around with it and end up having to pay more money than what she pays for internet now. It's in my brother's name underneath one of his accounts through like the government or something,
Okay.
where it's like $5 a month is all she pays for internet.
Well, why wouldn't you just pay like $20 a month and get good internet?
I don't know. I don't understand it.
So, but you stream movies over there, right?
Yeah, it sucks.
Why don't you do something about that, Justin?
Well, I do something about that.
Yeah.
I wish my boss would pay me more money so I could be a better son.
Oh,
for
now
my
it's your
mom.
boss's fault. That's
Yep.
it's your mother is living the way she is with all them
Well-
stairs and no internet.
Well, I'll get her some internet one day.
I'm just saying. I'd get my mom internet.
Would you?
I try. I go over there. Seriously, and it's basically because it's real slow and I don't like it. But when I go over there and I try to do a podcast from there, it pings at like 1.6. Like right now, I could do it on my phone. It'd be like 400.
Right.
Whatever those bytes a second thing stuff is. You go to my mom's 1.1. I'm like,
Yeah.
how do you people even get internet to stream TV shows? Like, how do you do it? It's impossible, to upload a podcast over there. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And so I gave them a different router because I'm like, I don't think their router is even fast enough or their modem to even get that. And then the one I gave them isn't compatible with their whatever service they had that's horrible that they won't switch from for some reason. And I'm sure they're paying way too much for it.
Oh, I'm sure.
And so that wouldn't work with their thing. So they gave that to my sister who has the same company. So it wouldn't work with her shit either. And I'm like, what in the hell? Like, I don't know. It's just one of those things, man.
Oh,
Like let your son just set you up. They're gonna pay for it. I'm not gonna pay for it for them, but I will set them up with the
okay.
good equipment stuff. But then I think there might be like my stepdad. He might be listening to this going, Corey, shut up. You're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. Maybe I don't, but I know I did a speed test and it said 1.6 or 1.2. I do know that, and it took us an hour to upload that. So that's what I know.
Yeah, my mom told me pretty much if I wanted better internet, I could pay for it. And I'm like, I'll pay for my own internet.
You should go. I would say get like those things that we have, like when our power goes out here, or we
Oh,
go
yeah.
on remote. That works pretty good, man.
Yeah, I thought about.
Hotspot things.
Well, if I still have my T-Mobile account, I thought about getting her like a home internet for $50 a month.
Well,
You
those
know?
things are the thing I have is cheaper.
Is it?
It was like $20.
Is it for unlimited?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Nice.
Well, it's-
Fabulous.
Yeah, as I say, it's better than nice, Justin. It's
Fabulous.
Yes, it is. Anyway, I got to wrap this up. We're going to do a 20-minute podcast. We're overachievers. We did one that's like 30 minutes. So
Oh,
hope you enjoyed the fat roll, cramp talk, and music talk, and whatever else we talked about, internet speeds and
internet.
stuff. Yeah, and Justin's mom on Tinder. Or maybe not on Tinder. If you're interested, email Justin at 217recovery.com. He's got pics
thanks.
from the concert and stuff. So,
Wow.
yeah, he was like, she doesn't look that old.
Nah.
Anyway, that's for another time. We do have to wrap it up. But Justin, thanks for coming in, and hopefully, well, I don't know, it'll be next week before we can do one together. But
Yeah. Busy.
it's going to be busy.
Yeah.
Sober people problems.
Sober people problems.
Until next time, have a good one.
Later.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. For more episodes plus bonus features, download the 217 Recovery app and support recovery by rating us in the App Store.